Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon along with Tommy Newsom and the NBC Orchestra inviting you to join Johnny and his guests, Dolly, Parton, Jackie Mason, Teresa Ganzel, and the mighty Carson art players. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Hey, you're the disease, I'm the cure. Or is it I'm the cure, you're the disease? I don't know. How are you? Good to see you tonight. We got a good show for you. By the way, the three guys about halfway up in the audience, Hands Across America ended Sunday. Only on a Friday night.
Yeah.
We like Fridays. You in a good mood? We're all from across the country, all around vacation? Okay. I officially welcome you to Burbank. I kid Burbank, but you know, we don't come from Hollywood. What do you say every night?
From Hollywood.
We're not from Hollywood.
It's from Burbank, yes.
Why don't we start saying from Burbank?
You're the boss. You do it.
Yeah.
You say so.
Burbank's a nice city, although I will say Burbank is the only city ever pictured on a milk carton.
Woo.
Mr. Doc Severinsen, our regular, do I say orchestra leader or do I say band leader? What is proper? I thought an orchestra, rather than a band, had strings in it. If it has strings instruments, then it becomes an orchestra. This is a band. If you had one string, would it be an orchestra? This is Mr. Thomas Newsom and our slightly weird band over here. You've heard of the Miami Vice look? Tommy wears the Kiev evacuee look. Now, I'm confused. We celebrated Memorial Day weekend last weekend, right?
Right.
But isn't Memorial Day officially this weekend? Why am I confused about it? Why do I think May 30th is?
It should be. It used to be.
It used to be, right?
Right.
They changed all those holidays around, I guess, so
Have a long weekend.
the long weekend type of thing. I see. I'm confused. Anyway,
Yeah.
what are you doing this weekend?
I'm heading for Hawaii. What would, what are your plans?
2 days of that, and you go
Yeah.
crackers.
Yeah, not my favorite. What are your plans?
I'm getting together with about 1,000 other people, and we're for a charitable cause.
Really?
Oh, Hands Across Raymond Burr. No, I'm gonna. You go to Hawaii. I'm gonna. You know, I clean the pool for algae.
Yeah?
Mow the lawn, trim the hedges, and
You can see your hummingbird?
yeah, and I dredge my moat for pushy tourists. You know. What are you gonna do in Hawaii? You sporting?
Just relax.
Relax.
Take it easy. Whatever you do in Hawaii, I'll do.
Say hello to Don Ho. Now, you see, people always say that, but you probably won't do it.
I won't see him.
Why not?
I won't be on that island.
What island are you going to be on?
Going to the big island, Hawaii.
You're going to Hawaii.
Yes.
Is that correct pronunciation?
Correct pronunciation.
Anybody here from, is it Hawaii? We should know. What? Hawaii. So you don't say Hawaii. That's only if you're affected, I guess.
You can. She said you can.
What?
You can, if you wish.
Yeah, but I hope this man seems to know up there. I seem to be rambling a lot tonight. Did you read this in the paper, that the UN ambassador to Iran, from Iran, was arrested in New York City? for shoplifting a raincoat from a department store? That's the ambassador from Iran. Apparently took the coat, and they picked him up on 42nd Street. He was flashing Mecca. Ain't that stunning? The New York cops are great. They called the Ayatollah and said, "We've got your ambassador. This is day one." Now, you're in California. As you probably know, there is a federal speed law, 55 miles an hour. Now, a lot of states don't go along with that, and even a lot of the police organizations said that's okay if you're in a metropolitan area. But if you're out on the interstates, they're thinking of raising it to 65. But the federal government, what was the state that just took the money away from? 3 states do not get federal money because apparently the citizens have been driving faster than 55 miles an hour. And they say about half the people in California are going over 55. Are they kidding in California? Only people who are driving 55 are riding lawnmowers. They got to be joking. They don't slow to 55 in California when they're going through the drive-thru with Jack in the Box. I saw a guy change a tire at 55. Why am I doing that? I'm in a goofy mood tonight. How many saw on the news last night? They have what they call a national spelling bee every year in this country. Young. And John Pennington, a 14-year-old 8th grader, won the spelling bee. Are you familiar with the word she had to spell? Kaolinic. Does anybody know what that means? And odontoglia. Odontoglia. President was there, congratulated. Spelling chap went to the White House, and the president says, "Now spell kamikaze legislation." No, the president was very charming. Kid goes to the White House, and the president took pictures with him, shook hands, and invited him to watch the next underground nuclear test in Nevada. No. Did you know Vice President George Bush is out of the country? He wasn't supposed to be, but the president set him out for coffee and Danish. George flew to Denmark. Okay, we have an election day coming up in Los Angeles. I guess they do have local elections all across the country on June 3rd. Los Angeles is a weird place. We have some propositions on the ballot out here. Well, if you ever go to the voting booth here, they have a voting tanning booth when you go here to California. Have some weird propositions on the ballot. Proposition 14Q, if you've checked that one out, would make it illegal to neuter a yak for satanic purposes. You show me another state, but Proposition 9 would make it legal, will make it legal, to feed an Amway salesman to your Doberman Pinscher. Anyway, we got a great show for you tonight. We're gonna have fun. We have Miss Dolly Parton. Yeah. Beautiful. We have a very funny gentleman who was with us a few weeks ago, Mr. Jackie Mason. A lovely young actress, Teresa Ganzel, is here. And Mighty Carson art players are going to give you their version of a local newscast during ratings week. So stay where you are. We'll be right back. Thank you very much.
Let's face it, I have a big appetite for life, and I don't want anyone telling me how to live it. The world is my oyster. That's why I carry MasterCard. It opens up all the possibilities and puts me in the driver's seat. Imagine all of life's possibilities with the great one at the wheel. Thank you. MasterCard. Oh, sweet it is. MasterCard. Master the possibility.
It's going to happen by choice or perhaps a simple mistake. Instead of your sweet and low, you taste equal and discover what others discover when they try it. They like it better. The taste that comes from NutraSweet brand sweetener. Not saccharin. Equal. Someday, everything will taste this good.
Hello. Thank you. Always nice to finish up a week when the crowd is in an unsettled
Great
mood.
audience, yeah.
Unsettled, that's a kind word. This group is disturbed tonight. Okay, later on, Jackie Mason will be here. Teresa Ganzel is going to help us out in the Mighty Carson Art Players version of a local newscast. You know what we're talking about in rating weeks, don't you? Around the country. Rating weeks, if you watch your regular shows, networks put on a lot of specials, not the regular programming, because Nielsen, the rating company, tries to find out how many people watch a certain show. So even the local news, they do things like lingerie fashion shows. They discuss prostitution as if they just discovered it this week.
And the advertising rates are based on those numbers.
That's right. Yeah. And so we're going to give you a version of the way the local news shows are working. My first guest, you all know. She just opened a new theme park in the majestic Smoky Mountains of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. You'll love that name, yeah. Pigeon Forge. And it is called Dollywood. And who else to name it after? Miss Dolly Parton.
Losing a tub of lard can do for you.
Well, welcome, well, and welcome.
Good to see you.
Goodness, it's been a while, hasn't it?
I know, it's been, I think, 2 years since I was on your show.
You did lose weight, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I've been working very hard on it. I turned 40 years old in January, and I didn't want to be bad and 40, so I worked on it real hard. Can I put my earring back on?
You sure can.
So I'll be cute on this side, too.
All right.
Okay.
I like big earrings like that.
Yeah, I do, too.
You're good looking 40.
Thank you very much. Well, but I just had gained a lot of weight, and this morning I saw my feet for the first time in 10 years. But I feel real proud of myself, because that's about the hardest job I've ever had. Anybody out there that has a weight problem, that's the hardest job you'll ever have, is to lose weight. But I'm glad you noticed, and thank you very much. And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Well, you always look trim and slim.
Yeah.
You look trim.
How did you take it off? Was it, did you have to give up a lot of things that you were used to eating?
No, I hate diets, and I hate diet food. So most of what I've done is just eat anything I want. I just don't swallow.
Yeah. A lot of chewing.
No, sincerely, though, I just eat small amounts, and I eat a lot of meals during the day, so it's kind of like a constant eating. I just eat enough at one time to kill the hunger. And
does it make you feel better?
Yeah, I feel much better about
also
myself.
Up here, too, don't you?
And I actually physically feel better. I'm doing better on stage. I don't have the same problems I used to have with my voice, because I had a lot of trouble with hoarseness there for a while and had to cancel. A lot of that was just wearing all those real tight clothes and all that fat in there, mashing it all in, trying to look slim.
This is snug. I mean, this is what you call a snug outfit.
But I wear my clothes real tight. You know,
yes, you do.
Yeah, but the good thing about But losing 30 pounds, now my clothes fit. You know,
Yeah.
I've always been out of them.
Is Dolly your given name, or was that?
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's
I just
Dolly
want-
Rebecca Parton is the name I was born with. I was named after a couple of aunts. There's an aunt on my mom's side and an aunt on my dad's side.
Dolly
So,
Rebecca.
yeah,
That's
me.
nice.
When
This-
are you coming down to Pigeon Forge to Dollywood?
Where is Pigeon? That's not now. Pigeon Forge is not far, I understand, from where you grew up.
Yeah, it's in that area where I grew up. Dollywood is probably, I don't know, 7 miles from where I was born and raised. And it's really a beautiful part of the country. It's in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. It's just right at the
Some of the most
mouth
beautiful
that.
country in
It
the
really
United
is.
States is in Tennessee.
And it's going real good, and I'm real excited about it. I think everybody should have their own theme park, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to open Alimony Land. Oh, no, people talk. And when you come to that park, you really get taken for a ride. That was... I'm sorry. Didn't mean it.
That's good.
Didn't mean that, but it had to get out. Yeah.
That's
How long have you had
exciting.
this in mind?
Well,
to do something like this?
I had the idea about 12 years ago, because that's a wonderful part of the country, and 10 million people visit the Smoky Mountain National Park every year. People
Yeah.
don't realize it's the most visited national park, and it's a very touristy area. And since that's my home, I always wanted to take something great back home. You know, they say you can't go home again, but I say you can.
Yeah.
And I was always fascinated with the county fair when I was little.
I
And,
love county fairs. I come from the Midwest. County fairs
That's
or
right, you do.
carnivals even, I thought were great.
Yeah, I loved all that. So I thought it'd be a wonderful way to provide a lot of jobs for my family and my friends and people up there. And I thought because it was such a great area that I might also make a fortune. But, so I'm hoping that so far it's doing really great. We
That's
got
great.
more crowds than we can deal with right now.
What's
School's
your,
not even
you
out.
have rides and attractions and...
Yeah, we have several amusement rides, but the park is it's centered in the 1800s. It's got a lot of arts and crafts.
see.
The blacksmith, the working sawmill, and things that people can really go back and see how it really works. A lot of great craftsmen there. A lot of, you know, and I call them skillbillies.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Here,
so
let me
many-
take a break. We'll come back and we'll
Oh,
talk some more.
okay,
Okay?
good.
There we are. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Introducing Kodacolor VRG film.
Life comes in many shapes and colors. Every moment is a rising sun. Life is when you let the spirit move you, and that's what makes the whole world fun. Don't you know we're all part of the color of life?
The most accurate, realistic color and print film is here. Kodacolor VRG.
Yeah, the color of life.
Sears brakes.
The brake pads, so advanced, they're backed by a limited wear-out warranty for as long as you own your car. They're Sears brakes. One more way we install confidence at Sears. Every day, for just $59.99 per front axle, you can have Sears disc brakes with Sears lifetime warranty installed on your car.
There's more for your life.
At Sears.
Okay. Hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. You ever use that for a theme song? Hello, Dolly?
No, I guess it's because it's too predictable. I guess
Yeah,
think somebody
everybody-
think it was hokey or something, but I love the song.
Yeah. About your park a little more. What, the adults, you go to the crafts and so forth?
Yeah,
What kind of
but the
rides do you
kids-
have?
Well, we have a lot of water rides. We have what we call the Smoky Mountain River Rampage. That's a new addition. We added a $5 million expansion to a park that was actually there. So we
Yeah.
have about 600 acres of land yet to be developed. and the park is over about 150 acres. And so I think it's great. They built me a new apartment right in the middle of the whole grounds. And you know how, like, when the Queen is in, they fly a flag?
You have your own flag?
No, I fly a bra. Like sometimes at half-mast. But it's at the corner of Dollywood and mine.
All kidding aside, it must be a thrill, because you grew up poor, right?
Yeah.
You came from a poor family, and you're only 8 or 9 miles from where you grew up, and now to have something like that must
it really
put things in perspective a little bit when you go home. When I say poor, I've heard that. What is poor? Were you poor?
Well,
poor?
we were poor people because we didn't have money. We always had something to eat. We didn't always have enough of it or what we really wanted, but Daddy always managed to feed us, and we always had a roof over our head. And
how many,
there's
12
of us.
12 of you?
So we slept 3 and 4 in a bed.
Did you wear hand-me-downs?
We wore hand-me-downs, and you know.
Yeah, that's not being poor. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
I did
not
that.
at all.
I did that. I wore hand-me-downs.
But it
had an
was
older sister, but it was going for the easy stuff tonight.
The harder part was sleeping in the bed with that many kids, because most of them peed in the bed, and that's kind of, yeah, it's true. It's not so bad.
You were
like
way
in the
ahead of the
wintertime,
waterbed,
we lived in those old houses and kind of fanned the cover. That gets a little bad. But we were very proud people. We were happy people.
That's
and,
good.
So I don't consider us as poor. We were rich in a lot of good things, like love and understanding. But it is a good feeling. It gave me a lot of pride to be able to go back home and to see the pride that it had given the people. The greatest people in the world are from that part of the country, the big-hearted people, great people. And they took such pride in this whole thing. It wasn't like it was just something else for Dolly. It was like, this is something for us. My family took so much pride in it. My mother and father, a lot of them worked there on the ground. So it made me feel real good.
Yeah. You know, I read a lot of stories about it. Somebody said you have, in your closet, or wherever you keep them, something like 300 wigs? True?
Oh, well, I have a bunch of wigs. I always say I have 365 because I wear one about every day, but I don't really count them.
Now, I saw a picture of you once where you were not wearing the bouffant wig, and I think you had a pair of glasses on or something, and you can go pretty much anonymously, can you not?
Well, if I don't wear all the hair and the makeup, you'd have to look real close to know it was me, because I camp out.
You do that occasionally?
Yeah, I do. I love to travel around, and I love camping out, and so when I go, I can look pretty tacky.
Yeah.
When I clean off, so it's true.
Fun that way, isn't it?
That's fun, yeah, and it works out real nice.
You said before that you and your husband more or less run, not separate lives, but independent, or exactly what was it? What did it?
Well, we have a great relationship. We've been married for 20 years today, as a matter of fact.
All right. Congratulations.
But we're good friends, and we have a good understanding of each other. He's very independent. I'm very independent. He never wanted to own me or control me. He just wanted to enjoy me, and that's the same way I feel about him. And he never likes people around him all that much. Right. I don't like somebody in my face night and day either.
Yeah.
So this works out real well. We have a real good time, and we have a real good
You know, you used a key word there a moment ago. We're very good friends.
Yeah, well, I think that's very important, that you like
I know a lot of
other.
married people that are married, but they're not very good friends.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that you can love, but you don't like.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot, that happens a lot of times. But he's a good guy, and we enjoy it. You should have some pointers from me.
I certainly should, yeah.
Because there's alimony checks.
I'll call you. I see your guitar back here.
Yeah, I brought my guitar.
Somebody said you're going to do a little song from here. It has to do with...
Well, it's just a song about the Smoky Mountains. I wrote this song years ago, and they asked me to sing the song tonight, and I thought, well, I don't have my band. Some of them's on vacation, so I thought
You got your guitar. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's
You didn't start out with a band, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't. This is called My Tennessee Mountain Home, and I'll dedicate this to all my folks back in the Smoky Mountains. And you'll relate to this because you're from a small town, right?
Got it.
Sitting on the front porch on a summer afternoon, in a straight back chair on 2 legs, leaned against the wall. As I watched the kids playing with their June bugs on a string, and chase the glowing fireflies when evening shadows fall. And honeysuckle vine clings to the fence along the lane. Their fragrance makes the summer wind so sweet. And on a distant hilltop, an eagle spreads his wings while a songbird on a fence post sings a melody. In my Tennessee mountain home, where life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh. In my Tennessee mountain home, crickets singing in the fields nearby. And walking home from church on Sunday with the one you love, just laughing, talking, making future plans. And when you see the folks ain't looking, well, you might steal a kiss or two while you're sitting in the porch swing holding hands. You've done that, ain't you? In my Tennessee mountain home, life is as peaceful as a baby's sigh. In my Tennessee mountain home, crickets singing in the fields nearby. Dum-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. In my Tennessee mountain home.
That's a sweet song.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing that. That's nice. Sweet song. That's a nice song.
Thank you.
That's a lovely,
Thank you.
lovely song.
Thank you.
Really a lovely song.
I wrote that about 14,
Yeah.
15 years ago.
It holds up well.
Yeah.
We'll
thank
take a
you.
break. We'll be back with the Mighty Carson Art Players.
I love coffee, I love me. I love my sinker 'cause it loves me. Sinking me, I'm glad I'm caffeine free. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup.
Smooth, satisfying Sanka brand decaffeinated coffee. You can drink it all day long and feel good about it.
Oh, my sinker loves me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Sinker and me.
Look what the makers of Allerest have done. They've created Allerest Sinus Pain Formula. It relieves allergies, sinus pain, congestion in one maximum strength aspirin-free sinus pain medicine. Allerest Sinus Pain Formula erases allergies and sinus pain.
Need relief from athlete's foot?
Feel the Desinex difference.
Medicated Desinex does more than just cure athlete's foot. Desinex relieves cracked, itchy, burning feet. And used daily, Desinex helps prevent reinfection. Feel the Desinex difference.
If you've been wondering why they call it the Wild Old West, grab yourself a girl, hitch up with Stella Stevens and her two darling daughters, because you might get caught in no man's land one day.
Hi, I'm Justine Bateman.
And I'm Jason Bateman. Join us on Friday Night Videos.
Hello, I'm Jay Leno. Join me when I host Saturday Night Live with my guests, the Noble Brothers and Mike Shaw.
Thank you, Tommy. All right. Tommy Newsom, the great NBC orchestra. About 3 times a year, for 3 or 4 weeks at a time, the networks have their national ratings tabulated. This period is known as the sweeps weeks. Now, during those times, networks load in all their blockbuster shows, not at all typical of the rest of the year. Even local news programs replace important news stories with more flashy, titillating, attention-grabbing features designed to catch the viewer's eyes. The Tonight Show would like to show you a typical local newscast during a ratings week.
Eyewitness News with the Eyewitness News team. Here is your eyewitness anchorman, Morley Mudd.
Good evening. My regular co-anchorman, Jerry Humpty, is not here tonight. We wanted you to meet our new co-anchor, hired especially for Ratings Week, Connie Casabas. Welcome to the team, Connie.
Thanks, Morley. What's a co-anchor?
It's not important. In the headlines tonight, the CIA says enemy spaceships from an alien planet have been sighted today, and they're headed toward Earth, and we have no weapon that can stop them. We'll get back to that story later, but first, Connie.
Later in the newscast, I'll be telling you how you can meet Mr. Right during a tidal wave.
And we'll give you the results of our viewer survey on whether couples should throw a Frisbee during sex. In the world news, a beloved animated cartoon figure has been extradited to Austria, where he will face charges that he was a war criminal. Fred Flintstone accused Nazi. Auf Wiedersehen, Fred. Coming up in a moment, our investigative reporter, Geraldo Rivera, will open up an Egyptian pyramid and show us what's inside the secret compartment of King Tut's wallet. Thank you, Walter. This just handed to me. For a change, there's good news out of Chernobyl. Russian scientists now believe nuclear reactor meltdowns may cure baldness. Here is a photo of Soviet boss Mikhail Gorbachev before the accident. And here he is after. If the Russians are leveling with us on this one, then maybe it will have all been worthwhile. Connie?
Be sure to stay tuned for a special report on insect incest.
Right now, we have a secret audio tape, which our engineers made earlier this month during Barbara Walters' honeymoon. Listen.
That was great. I'll have a cigarette.
Morley, our undercover team of reporters has exclusive film of a serial killer caught in the act.
A warning, this may be too explicit for some viewers.
Why did they let these creeps out of prison?
I don't know, Connie. Not a Connie with a weather update. Connie, what's the weather like?
I don't know, Morley. It's outside.
Right. Another report coming in. Thank you, Harry. This late report. More senseless violence at the airport today. A group of Libyan terrorists was attacked and held hostage by talk show host Phil Donahue. And now, for our medical reporter, Dr. Art Urine. Good evening, Doctor. Tell us what startling revelations from the world of medical science do you have for us tonight?
Morley, preliminary reports indicate conclusively that women who blow dry their hair are unable to conceive children.
That's unbelievable, Doctor. Do you have any evidence for this?
Yes, we have substantial evidence. We've blown dried the hair of 300 laboratory rats, and so far, not a single one of them has conceived a human child.
And what will you have for us tomorrow, Doctor?
A special feature on dieting and how you can shed 30 pounds in just one workout by playing racquetball with a cannibal.
Sounds good. Coming up, we'll teach you how to put excitement back in your marriage through head-on collisions. like now to switch to our consumer reporter, Darla Horowitz, who is standing in the downtown branch of Montgomery Ward's department store. Darla's going to test trampolines for us. Thank you, Darla. That's a fine piece of equipment you've got there. And now here's Connie with her commentary.
I hate it when guys, you know, when they're like over at your house, and like when they get up in the middle of the night to split, you know, and they like start feeling all over for their watch, and they knock over your scented candle. Oh, I just hate that, you know, it makes me mad.
Thank you, Connie. That's an interesting viewpoint.
And I hate it when guys try to find the bathroom and they step on your cat. And I hate it when they stumble around in the kitchen for a beer and they knock your magnetic things to do thing off the refrigerator. Oh, I hate that too.
Very perceptive, Connie. Thank you very much. Thank you, George. Los Angeles has been hit by a sudden heat wave with the mercury expected to climb today to 112 degrees, a record. You feeling rather warm, Connie?
Oh, I sure am, Morley.
While we're on the subject of weather, why don't we check the progress of that radioactive cloud from Chernobyl? As you remember, cloud was first spotted here in Washington, then moved slowly across the California coastline, then across the Midwest, down through the Texas Panhandle, all the way up to New England. We'll have more on that later, but first, some news briefs. Good night, and have a nice day. We certainly
Hello. Many people have suggested that if we expect the consumer to perceive the truly high quality of Bartles and James, we should show it in a truly high quality environment. So that is what we are doing. We hope you will remember the point we are making, as Ed's sister's nephew Oscar is getting married, and we were able to amortize the rental cost of these suits. In any event, please continue to proudly order and serve the Bartles and James Premium Wine Cooler, and we thank you for your support.
At Midas, we've always been proud of the job we do. A lot of our new customers are referred to us by our old ones.
Howdy, boys.
Welcome back, Mr. Creedy. You see, good service, good prices. The word gets around. Like our fantastic anniversary sale. We're giving you 25% off every Midas muffler. A sale like this doesn't come along every day.
Take it to Midas. I love a sale. Take it to someone you trust.
Okay, we're back. Don't say it.
I thought you were cute. I always
Don't even
think
say
you're
it.
Cute. No, it's cute. I like that.
Thank you.
The brief parts especially.
Yeah, you like that. Whenever this next gentleman appears, a lot of comedians show up. Jackie Mason has been very popular, and he's got a bizarre way of looking at life. And he's been performing his one-man show, The World According to Me, which opens in Los Angeles June 6th at the Las Palmas Theater in Hollywood. You welcome, please, Jackie Mason.
How do you do? How do you do? It's certainly a pleasure to see me in person, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great thrill for you tonight, a greater thrill. I am so delighted and proud to be here because I'm such a sensation all over the world. So if I stink tonight, you'll know there's something wrong with you. Every place I go, I'm a phenomenal hit. People can't get over how brilliant I am. They can't get over it because I'm the only moral person left in this business. All you see in this business today is all kinds of vulgarity, sex. The moral majority is very disturbed now because sex and sex, that's all they talk about everywhere is sex. All this explicit sex, it's disgusting and vulgar, and it's about time we put a stop to it and put it where it belongs, in my house. That's true. That's what's wrong with this country. There's too much sex. 80% of the married men cheat in America. The rest of them cheat in Europe. That's my best joke. Help out. It's not only true among men, it's true among women too. This is really disturbing. Among women right now, 1 out of 3. Same as the men. Ever since I read that, whenever I see 3 girls together, I always wonder, which is the one? Just my luck. All my life, I keep meeting the wrong 2. Now, I know every place you go, you see 2 girls together. You know why? The 3rd one is in a room somewhere. That's the truth. That's what's happening. That's besides all the hypocrisy that you see going on in this country. How men are always taking women out, thinking about sex and pretending they don't want it, they don't need it, and women have to pretend they never heard of it. It's a fraud and it's a sham and it's a lie. If a man's taking a girl out, he's interested in sex. If it wasn't sex, he would take out his brother-in-law. But women were raised to think they shouldn't do it, so men have to pretend they don't want it. Because if you want it, it's not nice. She won't do it if you want it, so you have to figure out how to get there without talking so she could do it without hearing. Because if she knows what you want, she'll never do it. Never. Who am I talking? Well, that happens to be the truth. If your man says to a woman, let's go to a motel, she'll say, me motel? You filthy. Who the hell are you to tell me to go to a motel? There's nobody lower than you. But if you don't mention motel, just start walking. There'll be a sign 12 blocks long, motel. She won't see the sign. She won't see it. All the way up, they'll be discussing the Dominican Republic. She'll pretend she has no idea what he wants from her. In every motel room, you always hear the same thing. He starts walking and she says, me? Who else? There's nobody else there. You ever hear what they say? I thought you wanted to talk to me. What has she got to say that's worth 98.50, 4 o'clock in the morning? Well, you know what else they say? They say, I never did this before. I never did this before. She means with you, she never did it. But she says, how about my reputation? He heard about it. That's why he's there. Or they say, I got scruples. He says, don't worry, penicillin cures everything. And every girl makes the same speech. Wait a second, I have to love a person. Maybe you're accustomed to girls that fool around. I don't fool around. I have to know if it's love. What is this? Is this love? Yes or no? And he says, eh. He says, close enough, I'll take a chance. But listen to this, I got another thing to tell you. You'll get a kick out of this too. You know, when my family first came to this country from Italy many years ago. Well, you didn't know I was Italian? Everybody thinks I'm Sylvester Stallone. If you want me to tell you the truth, I wouldn't even want to look like Sylvester Stallone. I think he's a terrible looking person. He's built big up hair, skinny hair. His whole body is crooked, nothing matches. But me, perfect, no mistakes. And I resent this man. You know how much money he makes? Millions upon millions, 50 million, 90 million, 100 million. And his whole life, all he says is the same thing. For $90 million. I talk perfect, can't make a living. I said to myself, why should he make so much money while I'm not making a living? So I started to rehearse to talk like him. I figured I'll get half of his money. That's right. So I started to talk like him. I took a taxi today. I said to the driver, he took me there. I said, how did you know where I was going? He said, That's what's happening in this country. People can't talk English. All the people who are the biggest stars in America have no talent. That happens to be the truth. Not one of them is a performer. They don't know how to perform, and they can't talk English, and they don't care. And nobody cares that they got no talent. Take a look at Willie Nelson. I don't like to pick on people. Here's a guy who made a career of looking as bad as possible. $50 million can't buy a shirt, a pair of pants, a jacket. Doesn't care. You ever hear him sing a song? All the girls I love you. I walk a ticket club, I walk a ticket club, walk a ticket club. I walk a ticket club. And he said to himself, there must be somebody who sings worse than me. Who could I find? They found Julio Iglesias. And he made a partnership with him, and Julio Iglesias started singing. This is talent. This is talent. Years ago, if you wanted to be a performer, you had to have talent, like Al Jolson. This was a man with talent. That's right. Every time he talked, every word was a gem. And then he sang that immortal song. My little, oh, the sunshine, oh, the sunshine, I know where, Mary, my little Mary, oh, my heart, sing, a tangle around, oh, I'm coming. I'm coming the way. I'm coming. Oh, afraid that I'm not. My little Mary, I'll walk a million miles for one of your smiles. Mary. Mammy, my little Mammy. Mammy! What happened? Did I finish?
Thank you, mate.
Wait, that's it. It's amazing what I hit by him for these prices.
If Joel's not alive today, he'd kill you if he saw you do that.
If he was alive today, I'd keep my mouth shut.
We'll be right back.
God bless.
I walk a million miles on your child.
Sometimes it's hard to find the words and say just what you're feeling, but deep inside you really want to show you love her, and so for all that she's given you, say it with a diamond in her heart. She loved a diamond.
Give her what her heart wants most, a diamond.
The Alpo family wants to bring your family together. In celebration of Alpo's 50th anniversary, we'll bring 50 family members together at a Holiday Inn hotel anywhere in the country, even Hawaii. Just look for these specially marked packages and enter the Alpo 50th anniversary family reunion sweepstakes.
Whose dog was that?
Isn't he from your side of the family?
We're back. Anyway, you were very funny tonight, Jack. Good luck with your show. Next time you come back, we don't have time. I want you to do Ed Sullivan for the people. The funniest Ed Sullivan I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
I want to bring the young lady who helped us out in the sketch,
Why not?
Teresa.
It's up to you. Do whatever you want.
She's been featured in several films and television series. She's currently starring in a production of It Had to Be You at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. Would you welcome Teresa Ganzel? Come on, Jack. Get out of here, Jack.
Excuse me, I never knew that she wanted to sit down. I thought she just came to run a conversation.
How are you? Enjoy.
Oh, that was fun.
You do that real well. You read lines, and you're funny.
Oh, yes, I do read lines. That's what most people say about my performances.
No, I mean it.
No, thank you, really. I have a good time. It's fun.
Now, what's this play, It Had to Be You?
Yeah, it's a two-character comedy at the Beverly Hills Playhouse.
Only two of you?
Yeah, 2 people. We're on the stage the entire time. It's my first play I've ever done since I was in school, and whoa, it's hard work.
What'd you do in school? You mean class plays and that kind of stuff?
Class plays, that kind of thing, sure. Yeah. But this is, you know, it's not an equity show, so we have to do...
People don't know what that means.
Well, it's not a professional...
unionized?
It's not unionized, right. So, you know, I have to be responsible for the props, myself, and the set, and there's a show in the theater before us, and there's only an hour between they strike their set, and I have to bring on my own set.
You have to set your own set.
So I'm bringing on a bed and an apartment.
Then you have to go out and...
Oh, yeah, it's like, so I figure if my career doesn't work out, I could join the Teamsters.
Yeah. How, you getting big crowds?
Well...
Oh.
I think we hopefully will.
Uh-huh. What would be your... what's the capacity of the theater?
Well, the capacity of the theater is only 49 seats.
49 seats?
Yes, it's a warm, intimate
warm and intimate,
house.
Yes.
Yes, but it's...
Well, how many people did you have there for the last performance? I don't mean it.
No. About maybe 15 or 12 or something. But see, that was opening Saturday afternoon. I figure from here, 49
49,
people.
Yeah. Be a crush.
No.
Be a crush.
Please come.
Yeah. Not too many of you. Just
yeah, only 49.
30 or 40 will be
Yeah.
fine. Well, maybe we can get another 40 people in there for you. Wouldn't it be nice to turn away business?
Oh.
Then you could put in your ads, turn them away.
Yes, sell out.
And you don't have to mention the size of the theater.
No.
What's new in your personal life?
Oh, well, you know.
No, I don't.
See, whenever I talk about that,
yeah,
there's a tendency to get into trouble because if I say, well, everybody I'm going out with is a jerk, then somebody that I went out with is going to say, oh,
you're talking
so
about
you
me,
think,
yeah.
And then if I say, oh, it's great, oh boy, is it fabulous, then somebody's going to say, well, oh, you're having a good time, huh?
So
I figure it's just, you know, better to talk about the weather.
Yes.
Or something.
Yes, and you have the weather on your back still.
That's right.
Yeah, right there. We're going to take a break. We're coming right back. You're taking a magic one?
Dear, beloved Uncle Dwight. He certainly had...
Okay, we just have time to thank you and to thank everybody. Beverly Hills Playhouse.
That's right.
Need another 30 people. Jack, you've got a bigger theater. You're at the Las Palmas Theater in Hollywood, and opening June 6th.
Opening June 6th. I'm in previews now, and already the show is a sensation. I'm sold out, close to 11 people.
Come back and see us again.
I don't want to be a bigger hit than her.
Dolly, thank you for being with us.
I enjoyed it.
We'll come down and see you in Dollyland. Thank you all. Thank you. We'll see you soon. Good night.